When you're talking sofas and appliances, the upgrade cycle or the refresh cycle there is years. Smartphones, a much faster upgrade cycle. So you're talking about the opportunity to get people back into the store more frequently.
Well, the big thing for us was the $250 rebate per line. A family of four, you're getting $1,000 back for these four phones. Now's a perfect time to upgrade that furniture or upgrade those appliances.
Welcome into the Independent Thinking Podcast. This is your host, Rob Stott. We've done a lot of talking here at Nationwide Marketing Group, maybe not necessarily on the podcast, but around and about the AT&T program that we've offered here for a little over 2 years now. Launched back in 2019 during prime time. It was a program that, while I was still covering the industry, not a part of Nationwide, was one that was really exciting because of the opportunity that it seemed to present to independent retailers to bring smartphones and internet service and TV service into their stores at through a simple process and at no inventory cost essentially to them. And here we are, fast forward 2 years, and the program's improved in a lot of ways. And I know in the course of this podcast, talking with Eric Sindelar, our director of connected services, he talks about some more things that they're looking to do with the program, but it's come a long way, and it's benefited members in a lot of ways that maybe they weren't even anticipating. And that's what's exciting about today's episode, is that we got to talk to one of those members, Angelia Stewart, president of Jones Light Furniture in Stevenson, Alabama, who has been a part of the program and has seen how offering AT&T to her customers and her community has really benefited the store in more ways than even she could have anticipated. So we talked to her about the store, about the program, and how they have sort of utilized it to drive other business, at their retail location, and what it's done for them, what the setup process was like, and just how it's gone. So a really cool conversation, one that, I think it can open up a lot of eyes to maybe someone listening that hasn't, considered the program or thought to add AT&T to their portfolio, but something to think about. And what better way to think about it than by hearing from a member who, decided to make that leap. So let's just go ahead and dive into this conversation with Angelia Stewart of Jones Light and Eric Sindelar of Nationwide. All right, we are back on the Independent Thinking Podcast, and I've been trying to get away from Mr. Sindelar, but he just keeps wanting to pop back up. But it's all right. I appreciate your persistence and interest in getting back on the podcast, Eric. But this is a really awesome episode because we are joined by Angelia Stewart, president of Jones Light Furniture in Stevenson, Alabama, for a really cool conversation today. So, Eric, I'll talk to you in a second. Angelia, appreciate you taking the time and calling in from your store. That if you're watching the video version of this, you've got quite the background there behind you.
Well, it was an awesome idea. My husband came up with the idea, and we talked with Spencer, our AT&T guy, and he gave us some pointers and things to do. We contacted a local sign company, and it just all came together. And it works out perfectly. As our customers come in the door, it's right as you come in the front door. So the first thing they notice is this big, nice blue wall with all the little AT&T logos.
Well, if you didn't know what we were talking about today, that's enough to get you started right there and know what
Mm.
this is all about. So before we dive into that, though, Angelia, I do want to take a little bit of time just to get to know you and Jones Light Furniture and kind of learn a little bit about your background. So if you could start there, just tell us about yourself and what got you into retail.
Well, my family has had the business here for over 40 years. I started working here in 1992, just came in part-time to help my dad when my son was a baby, and I have been here ever since. I never got to leave. So in 2010, my dad had a partner. So in 2010, I purchased the partner's half. He was ready to retire and go do everything that was on his bucket list. So I purchased my dad's partner's share of the business, and we've just been rocking and rolling since.
Oh, that's awesome. So what will a customer see when they walk into your Stevenson, Alabama location down there? What kind of store is Jones Light Furniture?
Well, we're nestled between two large cities. We have Huntsville, Alabama, on one side and Chattanooga, Tennessee on the other. So we're about 50 miles between each, nestled in the foothill of the mountains. So we're the traditional mom and pop store. We carry everything from furniture, bedding, appliances. We have our own site appliance repairman that does all of our service calls. We also have AT&T and DirecTV. We also have a jewelry store. We
Wow.
do jewelry repair. So we just have a little bit of everything here. So I guess we're just kind of your all-purpose general store.
No, that's all. And now, has it always been that way in terms of the store, or have you guys evolved over time?
It's just all evolved. Different things have happened and came in. We've always done appliances, furniture, repair. And then just as opportunities presented themselves, we've just added different things. So
Well, that is quite the segue. I didn't even ask you to set me up with that, but that's quite the segue because I know one of the things that you've recently added is AT&T. I know you guys offer, just digging around your website, you offer home entertainment and furniture and a little bit of stuff in that space. But what is it, about AT&T that attracted you to the opportunity to bring them in, and not even just bring them in? I mean, fully lean in and put them on your wall the way you have.
well, there's most people around here only have AT&T. There's not much coverage area. And we try to bring in things that will benefit our customers and benefit the people that are in our community. And like I said, we're nestled between two large cities. So for them to drive to purchase a cell phone, purchase DirecTV, anything like that, they either had to call and just talk to someone on the phone, or they had to drive 30 to 50 miles to be able to
Wow.
do that. So we thought it was just the perfect opportunity to be able to add that and say, hey, you don't have to drive that 30 miles anymore. Come in, we'll take care of you and get everything set up. So it's just worked out perfectly for us.
Now, Eric, our director of connected services here at Nationwide, that kind of story, that opportunity with Jones Light, is that sort of kind of the staple, I want to say, for you as you think of sort of the way this program can kind of step in and fill some gaps in sort of where our members' offerings are.
Yeah, I think it's a really good example. And Angelia, I really appreciate you sharing that. We really want to help our members, thrive on their terms and really support the communities. I mean, you said that so well, Angelia. And now with what's taken place in 2020, the need for the right services is more important than ever. Having the right internet, having cell coverage, as well as entertainment. People are staying home more often, and staycations and having the right entertainment, and people working from home having the right internet. All those things are so important. So, Angeli, I think you said it really well, is, how you support the community and allowing them a close location and a different location to be able to get it. And then not only that, through our partnership with AT&T, we have exclusive offers that Angelia and her team are able to offer her community that really nobody else can offer. And that's the unique opportunity that our members and organizations like Jones Light Furniture have to offer their communities.
Now I know, I kind of asked it to you before, Angelia, but the products are kind of different from what your typical, it's furniture, appliances, and things like that. How did you kind of see that fitting into, the portfolio that you guys already have there? I mean, kind of speaking as a general store, it's kind of interesting because anything goes, right? But
That's
I mean,
exactly right.
right? So what is it? What is it specifically that that you thought this could be a good type of product to add, to the store?
Well, number one, from a retail perspective, we thought it would bring lots of foot traffic in. So even if someone wasn't coming in to look for furniture or look for bedding, they may be coming in just for a cell phone. And since we have picked up AT&T, when they Nationwide's very good about giving you this big grand opening type thing and doing those promotions and stuff for you when you open. So we advertised all of those. We had several customers that did come in that day that we had never saw, that lived just in different communities around that we had never saw. Now they're buying furniture from us, they're buying jewelry from us. We've sold them engagement rings, we've sold them furniture for their houses. So, we can just about cover everything you need.
Why not roll in those
That's
smartphones and
right.
internet
That's
service?
right.
Now,
So, the phone, it brings people in. Plus, our customers that come in may not realize that we have AT&T. We have people, someone asks every day, but the signage, I think, is very important. Even if you don't have a chance to bring it up, if they see the signage on the wall, that's created a lot of conversation.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of a talking point in and of itself. Like, did you see or envision initially when you brought in AT&T that you would be plastering it on your walls? Like, is that something you thought would happen?
Well, it was all my husband's idea. He is the visionary here. So, he said, make it visual and, let them see it, and then they're going to talk about it. And he was correct.
So talk about that. I mean, how has it sort of changed the conversations with customers as they come into it? Like, is it truly a talking piece when they come in and see that wall, and sort of how have those conversations evolved?
Well, you can't really see the wall. I mean,
Yeah.
see everything, but to the right, Nationwide furnished us with a little kiosk with some of the sample cell phones and things like that on it. So they see all the AT&T logos, and then they see the phones. So as you're walking through the store with them, they can touch it, they can see it. Do you want him to turn it where you can see it?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay. For those who are watching on video, or maybe if you're not, now you got a reason to come look.
So
that's awesome. You can see the kiosk right there, a couple logos. The painting kind of flows. It's neat how the wall sort of, flows to the kiosk.
It's something that's, it just starts. It's all about starting the conversation. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of them will say, they'll ask about the pricing, the discounts that we can give, the military discounts, the teacher discounts, the medical professional discounts. Some customers may have AT&T and they don't know about the discounts. So we can help them with those discounts. And then some may not have AT&T at all. So that leads into that conversation.
No, that's awesome. So talk about the setup process. And Eric, I'll ask you about this too a little bit, but I'll start with you, Angelia. When the idea came to potentially bring AT&T into the store and bring in their offerings into kind of what you guys do, what was that setup process like for you as a business, in terms of getting, from the kiosk to just getting it up and running?
Very easy. Nationwide really took care of everything, honestly. We did the training. They sent us to training. DSI, we met our DSI representative, and they walked us all along the way. And if it wasn't for Spencer Hogan, I know he gets tired of seeing our name pop up on his phone all the time, but he is one of the best. But he has held our hand and walked us through, and, the younger generation probably would have no problem doing all these cell phones, transferring everything over, but us old people, sometimes we have a little bit of problem with that. But Spencer has been very gracious, and it's really, you make it more difficult than it really is. After we walk through 2 or 3 transfers, where our customers are not going to get their phone and activate them themselves. They get the phone and they bring it in, and we do all the activation, transferring things for them.
Gotcha.
So the first couple of times that was a little difficult, but as far as getting everything set up in your store, on your computer, the training for the systems and the programs, it was all very simple.
Eric, for the listeners who may not be familiar, kind of walk through what is that process like for someone who's a new sign up for the AT&T program as a retailer?
Yeah, you bet. We've got tremendous support. As Angelia said, we've got from AT&T as well as our partners at DSI. We really walk the members through the onboarding process, which is so important. And oftentimes, Frank from AT&T and I often talk about it. It would take 6 months to a year to get somebody up and running. And within 30 days, we can have somebody onboarded with their dealer code, trained on how to sell video, internet, and wireless services, and really how to use the Sarah Plus platform. And we've simplified the process even easier now, where we're allowing our members to thrive on their terms, whether it is if they want to have a landing page and online, and I know we're working with Angelia on that one right now, an in-store opportunity, or through our call center, we've got a 1-800 number. So however the members want to be involved and they want to execute with their customers, we can help them out with that. And even if they want to sell themselves, we can be up and running it in as early as 30 days.
So talk about that, the landing page a little bit, Eric. Just what's the opportunity there, and kind of what sort of benefits, and what really drove the desire to sort of get that kind of a program up for members as well?
Yeah, we kind of really 2020 COVID, we kind of took a step back and said, what's going on? There's more people shopping online, and that is not only for products, but for services as well. And we figured we need to support our members in that way. So we partnered with AT&T, and we got a pre-approved landing page that we're able to provide to our members. And that typically it could take months to go through AT&T to get that pre-approved. So we did that ahead of time. We really worked on that in 2020 to get that pre-approved and get all the products and resources loaded up on there. So members like Angelia can have a presence on their website. So not only offering other products, the current products that they have, but then also AT&T services as well.
Gotcha. So what does that look like? Maybe we can, for the video version of this, roll sort of an example page up here. But what will someone see, a customer see, when they visit that website for a retailer, for one of our members?
Yeah, really good question. So it's going to give them the opportunity to see a little bit about those products and services, probably primarily on video, internet services, exclusive offers that we have. But most importantly, it gives them the opportunity to be able to click to call, a phone number to call in to an AT&T authorized call center, where it makes it a very seamless process and really allowing our members to focus on their core business. So it presents the products, the services, and then gives a phone number for them to call to be able to sign up for the services that they want, or even ask questions as somebody that is an AT&T authorized seller.
Gotcha. No, that's awesome. Now, Angelia, it's been weaved throughout the conversation, but what has the response been like from the customers in your area with, having a service like AT&T available in your stores?
Well, it's been fantastic for people in our area because, there is no AT&T store here. So, they love coming in. Some of them just want to upgrade, see what's available, ask questions. They may not purchase that day, or they may not upgrade that day, but eventually they do come back. And it's been wonderful for the community.
No, that's awesome. And I mean, Eric, when you kind of hear about that kind of response, and sort of what, Jones Light's seeing in their stores, what's sort of the nationwide response? What kind of feedback are you getting from dealers as far as, what they're experiencing with AT&T, and sort of how things have gone?
Yeah, it's you think about the core business, whether it's furniture, appliances, consumer electronics. It's really allowing, from the feedback that we gotten from the members, is it's expanded their assortment and their capabilities and how they're able to serve their current customers, as well as driving additional foot traffic, whether that is for our most recent members that have joined with the online landing pages, additional web traffic there. What I mean by that is not only on the AT&T landing page, but they're visiting 2 or 3 other pages when they're on that member's website, which is exciting for us because that means that they like what they see on the AT&T page, and then they're visiting other products. So it's really additional foot traffic beyond just unique and different ways to be able to serve their current customer base.
No, that's awesome. And I mean, Angelia, from what you're hearing there, is that, can you kind of attest maybe anecdotally to the fact that, to be able to show these things, has it led to other, new business or better business for you guys in sort of what you've seen since you've brought AT&T in?
Yes. We've had several people come in to purchase a AT&T service and buy a sofa, buy a TV stand. They come back and buy a refrigerator. So, it does bring repeat business, at least when they're in here, and especially if they're bring in their phone back for you to activate, transfer over. While that information's transferring over, it gives you a perfect opportunity to have conversation with that customer as to, you know, do you need something new for your home? How's your TV? How's your, different opportunities that, to present themselves in the conversation. So, and then that just leads from there. So to us, it's been fantastic.
Well, and that too, you kind of mentioned it, the repeat business, someone coming back in. I mean, typically when you're talking sofas and appliances, the upgrade cycle or the refresh cycle there is years on it. I mean, just 7 to 10 years, I think, is the average for an appliance. And smartphones, not the case. Obviously a much faster upgrade cycle. So you're talking about the opportunity to get people back into the store more frequently. I mean, that in and of itself has to be a little bit exciting.
Yes, it is. So we're seeing more people come in through the door. And, a lot of times they'll come in to buy a sofa or purchase a mattress or an appliance, and they see all the AT&T logo on the wall, and then they decide maybe they see the Direct TV logo, because we're limited as to what television services that you can get in our area. So maybe they see the Direct TV logo, and we have the Direct TV channel lineup things. Nationwide furnishes us all those things that we can print off. So we have those plastered all over the store. So, they're going to see those logos lots of different places and see things. So, maybe they don't need a cell phone. Maybe they need TV. Maybe they need internet. So
if it's not the back wall hitting them in the face, it's
right.
Some of those other flyers
right.
posted around the store.
That's right. We have printed off. We have a lot of retired military here, so we have printed off a lot of the military discount things. And believe it or not, that's brought a lot of business. A lot of retired military didn't know that they got a discount.
That's kind of, I was going to ask, and that might be the answer to it, but any surprises out of this that, benefits that you weren't expecting to see because of bringing in AT&T? Have there been any of those sort of unintended, pluses or wins for you guys?
As we're, doing all their things, well, you're going to be getting all this money. You're getting $1,000 back for these 4 phones. Do you need to upgrade? Now's a perfect time to upgrade that furniture, or upgrade those appliances.
No, so that's awesome.
That leads to a lot of conversation, but that was the biggest surprise for me.
That's awesome. And I know, Eric, there's a lot of work still happening around AT&T and improvements. We're sitting here talking a couple days before virtual prime time. A chance to talk about those now if you want. Any kind of any thought to the direction of the program or things that you're excited about moving forward, as we look ahead to the rest of 2021?
Yeah, thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. We're really looking at simplifying the programs for our members and really taking the feedback from the members like Angelia around what's working for them, what's not working, and really helping them drive their business, grow the traffic. And, I thought that was a great example that Angelia shared of how not only was her organization able to sell AT&T services, but that helped generate more business for the core business. And I think that that's so key that we're able to do. So yeah, prime time, we're looking forward to adding many more of the members in regards to the AT&T program. We've got the online presence that we're offering. We're going to have our AT&T authorized call center. So for those that want to stay focused on their core business, they can utilize that call center to be able to take advantage of this program and really simplify it. That's what we're looking at doing in 2021.
That's awesome. Well, I took up enough of both of your times today, but I really appreciate you guys diving into this. It's an awesome topic, a program that, even before I joined Nationwide, I was excited to see launch and just, think about the opportunities it provides. There's a lot of things that come to mind, but then to hear it from a member like you, Angelia, and Jones Light Furniture down there in Stevenson, Alabama, it's just cool. I mean, it's awesome to see it kind of come to fruition and these things really pay off for Nationwide, but also obviously for the members as well that are participating. So, and I'm also just glad I got a chance to see that walk, because I don't think I would have believed it until I actually saw it. So
it's amazing, that's for sure.
It's really an eye catcher. I mean, just the design of it, it's awesome. So no, but both of you guys. I appreciate Angelia, Eric, for taking time, and we'll look forward to catching up again soon, maybe in person before we know it.
Yes, hopefully so. Bye. Thanks for having me.
Rob, thank you so much. And Angelia, just let us know how we can support you. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
All right, and thank you again to both Eric and Angelina for taking time, and Angelina opening up her store and letting us in, and checking out that wall. It was really good. If you're listening to this and even just for a second want to go take a look at the video version of our podcast to see that wall, it's cool what they did. But no, it's just awesome to hear how members are benefiting from these programs, and having some benefits that maybe they weren't anticipating, and seeing some increased business throughout the other parts of their retail space that they weren't necessarily considering when they added AT&T to the mix. So awesome story. Was happy to share it, and appreciative of, again, Eric and Angelina spending some time with us. And as always, appreciate you taking time to listen to the Independent Thinking Podcast, and we will catch you next time.